Hello, my name is Ali Matias. I'll be giving a quick summary of my conflicts. So when I first started dating my girlfriend, everything was going fine. It wasn't until I met her parents where everything started to change for the worse. So when I first met them, they didn't see me as a good Catholic boy, and for them, I was a big, big problem. I wasn't following all the stuff that you're supposed to do as a Catholic, like going to Mass on Sundays and confessions. And so they ended up talking with their daughter, and they basically told her to break up with me, and they got into a lot of fights about it, and eventually they gave her the ultimatum. It's either A, she stays with me and leaves the house, or she stays with them and she breaks up with me. Eventually she ended up choosing me, and I ended up taking her in because she had nowhere else to go, and I was already having a bunch of problems on my own. I was getting ready to drop out of college, and I was also just not in the right mindset because my grandfather just passed that week. So eventually I ended up taking her in, and my parents ended up charging me a little bit more rent. So that created a bunch of pressure on me. And I wasn't making that much good money back then. And so when that happened, I just was not in the right mindset, and we faced a lot of challenges. We were still getting stuff thrown at us by her parents. And on top of that, my parents were also throwing stuff on me because I had more stuff to focus about. And but all through that, she became my biggest motivator. I started seeing a future. I just, I didn't see it at first, but then with her, she really brought it out. Just not for myself, but for us. I stayed in school. I got a better job. I ended up working towards my goals. I ended up getting into my dream school, Cal State Fullerton, and that's something that I thought I would never do. But with her, it was, you know, doable. This whole situation taught me a lot, show me how powerful support can be, and how conflict, even when it's painful, can push you to grow. Her parents tried to control the whole situation and just hold their authority, but we worked together to figure things out. We shifted the balance of power. It wasn't perfect. It was really hard at times, but it came out stronger, and I'm really thankful for that. So that was a quick summary of my conflict. Now looking really back at it, her parents' values were strict, and her assumptions of what kind of person I am really created a lot of tension. They had a dominating conflict style using ultimatums and control. On the other hand, me and my girlfriend approached it collaboratively. We knew that we had to rely on each other to make things work, and that the teamwork made all the difference in the situation. But also, emotions ran high throughout the conflict. Her parents were angry and disappointed, while we felt scared, frustrated, and overwhelmed. But these emotions shifted as we found hope and determination with each other. And the whole situation flipped the power dynamics. Her parents tried to take control of her, but she moved in with me, and we became more independent and found a foundation for ourselves. But in the end, this conflict started as something destructive, but it became a turning point for me personally, because I ended up really, discovering who I was, and they ended up pushing me to better limits, and limits that I thought I would never pass. It motivated me to take control of my life, and it showed us how strong we were together and how strong we could be in the future. It's not something I want to go through again for sure. It was very traumatizing at first, because I mean they were fighting with an 18-year-old, and they're probably what, in their like 40s or something. But I wouldn't trade the lessons that I learned from it. Honestly, these lessons I'm gonna hold with me for a really long time. I don't want to say that I appreciate what happened, but at the same time, I'm very thankful that this happened, because me and my girlfriend, we now are way better people than we once were a couple years back when this happened. Um, and then I honestly really just learned to appreciate everything that you have, because I mean, I thought I was gonna lose my girlfriend, but now she's living with me, and now we're just in a better place. And yeah, I couldn't be more happier than that. Thank you for your time, and this is my section of the part.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Ornine, and we're going to do the role plays of first what not to do, and then second we'll do what to do. We'll separate that in post. I'll be playing the girlfriend's dad, and Alex will be playing Jasmine, Adelaide's girlfriend, in the situation right at the moment where that ultimatum is either offered or not offered. And you'll see what we're talking about then. All right, enjoy. How dare you try to run out on your parents, huh? What mindset do you? How disrespectful do you have to be to want to run off with this hooligan who doesn't even go to church on Sundays anymore, huh? All right, either you leave with him, you run off, and you live your life, but say goodbye to us. All right, you're not gonna live with us. You're out. All right, you're out. Your stuff gone on the street. You won't see us ever again. No contact. Okay, if you'd rather forsake your family in order to go with this guy, then consider us gone. All right, no more. We will not tolerate this disrespect anymore. Okay, and don't even try to say anything. I am your damn father, and you will listen to me and my word. Okay, you don't have no say in this. You have no say in this. Okay, it's so disrespectful for you to say that to me, the man who raised you and cared for you, and your mother. The fact that you would even consider choosing him over us, unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Jasmine. I cannot believe that you would ever bring that up, okay? And there's nothing you could say. There's nothing you could say that would ever get me or your mom to agree or to let you go, okay? Because it's just not gonna happen, okay? You have a choice. It's either you go with him or you stay with us and keep your loving family and keep it together. Or are you willing to break up everything that we've ever built up, our relationship together, just so you can have a nice little fun life with Adelaide over here, huh? Is that what you'd rather do? Tell me. Because that's what it sounds like you're trying to do. It sounds like you're trying to break up the whole family. Because you'd rather run off with this guy, All of it. The disrespect. Unbelievable.
I don't care about anything you have to say. I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to make my own choices. You have always dictated to me how I can navigate my life and navigate my choices. And at this point in time, I'm going to choose my own path. And if that means that our entire family's broken up, then that's what happens. And if you disown me as your daughter, then that's your choice, and I don't care anymore. I am going my own way, and even all your emotions and telling me that Adelaide isn't a good Catholic, I don't care anymore. I truly have been pushed into a corner, and you're not giving me any freedom to make my own choices. And unfortunately, this is what's gonna happen when you push me like this. If you and mom disown me, that's on you. And I don't care, and I'm gonna go my own way. And one day, when we get married or if we have kids, you guys aren't invited. You guys won't be a part of my life anymore, and that's your decision.
Jasmine, honey, look, I didn't want it to come to this. You know me and your mom love you, but we're just very concerned, okay? We're just very concerned about where you're going in life, okay? You know, Adelaide, he's a nice kid. It's just, you know how important it is to go to church and to uphold these Catholic values that we hold so dearly in our hearts. And recently, it just seems that he's been straying away from that. And we're just, me and your mother, we're just afraid. We're just afraid that you're gonna fall out of the church and fall out of line with how we would like our family to be structured and how it's been structured all these years. And you know, you seem to be going steady with this kid, and it's scary. It's scary, Jasmine. We love you so dearly, and tell us your input. Tell us how you feel, because we're just scared. We're very scared that you're no longer going to go to church with us. You're not going to want to do any of that, and then years go on, and you have kids, and our own grandchildren aren't going to be raised in the church. They're not going to know, the prayers, what we stand for, and anything. And we're scared for your safety, for your spiritual well-being, and it's all out of love. And at the same time, we don't want you to hate us or your parents. We want you to be safe, my love. And so tell us how you feel, and let us know what you think should be done. Because if we were to have our way, we don't want Adelaide and you to be together. But I know that's not possible. I know that we know that you love him dearly. And so let's work together on this, okay? Just tell me what's going on. I know we haven't been talking, fully about it, but tell your mom what's going on with you, with Adelaide. So maybe that we could work out something here, something salvageable, something that we can move forward with, that we both love, and we will both feel good with. Because at the end of the day, we're just scared, honey. We want you in our lives, and we know that you want us too. So how could we work together, okay? Just tell us.
I really appreciate you being willing to hear me out and listen to me, because I love you guys and I want you guys to be a part of my life, which also means that Adelaide is going to be a part of my life, and he's someone that is very important to me and very special in my life. And I hear your concerns that he doesn't go to the church enough, but we are willing to work with you, and we're willing to go to church with you when it works for us. But you also have to respect and understand that we have our own boundaries and we have our own life, and we want to get married, and we are willing to meet you halfway, but it also means that you have to allow us to give us some space just to grow up on our own and really just respect our boundaries, because we feel like it would be better for us in the end. And I think if you were to give us some space, we would show to you that we do want to go to the church, but we also need to be given some space. And so I love you, and I really appreciate you guys hearing me out. And I think if we keep this open dialogue between us, and if we keep this ongoing conversation and respect, then we will have a better future regarding these issues. And I think if you were to get to know Adelaide and not judge him off of your own ideas, then I think you might change your mind. And I think we can really move forward with this.
So now that we've seen the what to do and what not to do clips, let's debrief some important highlights and takeaways. So as you can see, there is an incredible difference between the what not to do and the what to do clips for this specific situation. Right off the bat, we can see how the beginning approaches to the conversation heavily influence how it will play out. That being said, it is important to notice how one approaches a conflict and how this can promote productive conflict management. So our initial approach and reaction to the conversation that is happening is vital, and it's crucial. In the what to do clips, we can see both Jasmine and her father practicing soft startups, which is a concept we've learned from the Gottman Institute and throughout our course material. So a soft startup allows for both parties to still voice their own concerns and feelings without attacking the other person or making it nearly impossible for the other person want to listen. In practically any situation, it would be extremely difficult to want to stand in front of someone and listen to them when they come off way too aggressive and combative. This type of approach would be called a harsh startup. In the what not to do clips, Jasmine's dad is immediately hostile and attacks Jasmine. On the other hand, Jasmine actively shows defiance towards her father and dismisses everything he says. We can see how this is not productive at all and would cause for both Jasmine and her father to shut down and not solve the issue. We see that they both begin with soft startups, or we see that when they can begin with soft startups, they can become more empathetic towards one another, which leads to understanding and even common ground. It is extremely important when it comes to our initial approaches to conflict, and it does determine whether the conflict is managed or not, or how constructive the conversation is. Moving on, in the what to do clip specifically with Jasmine's dad, we see that he seeks his daughter's input and cares about how she feels. He also attempts to make repairs, which we saw in the Gottman video when dealing with struggling marriages. It is important to make repairs when handling conflict. In the context of conflict, a repair is when you actively try to see what went wrong, address it, and work towards bettering the conversation or the conflict. Also, according to Gottman, a repair can be a statement or any attempt that prevents any unnecessary negativity in a conversation or conflict. As opposed to the what not to do clips with Jasmine's dad, he was authoritative and lacked consideration for his daughter and how she might be feeling. If anything, he was escalating the negativity, which probes Jasmine to do the same. This ultimately led to giving his own daughter an ultimatum, which does not solve the issue, it actually worsens it. This ultimatum can be a sign of lack of consideration for Jasmine, which can push them further away from one another. So back to what to do clips. It appears that Jasmine's dad clearly did not want to lose his daughter, and he voiced his concerns in an endearing way to let her know that her parents love her and that it's coming from a place of love, despite if it may sound, a bit too much. He tries to repair it to let her know that they just care about her so much and want the best for her. With this, Jasmine too also contributes to her appreciation for her parents, for one, allowing her the opportunity to voice her side, and then in turn she grows closer to them, or this brings them closer together rather than dividing them. The biggest difference we can see between the what to do and what not to do clips is that one includes an ultimatum while the other includes a compromise, and it is clear which one is most effective. With both Jasmine's dad and herself being understanding of each other's concerns, feeling safe to individually speak and come out of it having empathy for one another while collectively deciding a compromise is an excellent example of productive conflict management. So I hope you all can see now the importance of approaching a conflict, our initial approaches, which can be done best by practicing soft startups, and how ultimatums are destructive, the value of repairs in conflict, and how compromise and taking the opportunity to listen to others and finding common ground can save relationships.